Hi, Michael. This is April Biss. I just wanted to do a quick feedback that I'm not writing out all of this information and hopefully help you go forward with your designs. So I see your three concepts here and also your sketches. I think you did a great job, but this is definitely one of the hardest projects that you probably maybe experienced. Designing a logo is not easy, and learning a program at the same time is also challenging. So just kind of note that everyone's pretty much in the same boat. Your three concepts here, obviously I see you playing around with, juxtaposition of the actual name. You have some simple elements going on. So that's good that you're experimenting with that. As far as effectiveness, there's a few things that you need to pay attention to in terms of hierarchy, alignment, and also proximity, all those good design principles and things that we have to go by as designers. Readability of your typeface, appropriateness of your typeface. I think this can definitely be pushed further. So I wanted to give you some suggestions going forward here. And one of the suggestions that I want you to kind of do is expand your font choices. Go on free font sites. DaFont is one of them that you can actually check out. Some interesting fonts that might push this further for the name. Okay, pick something that works. I'm going to actually download Summer Garden. I think it looks pretty childlike, yet it's very readable. So I downloaded that for free. And once it's downloaded into my font book, I'm going to open up Illustrator. And you can play around with this font too if you want. Once it's downloaded in Illustrator, I'm going to take my type tool and I'm going to type in little guppies. I think it's all uppercase for this particular font anyway. And just remember the name of it. Summer Garden is the one that I chose. All right. So right now I'm starting off with a pretty, a pretty strong font for this particular brand. It's childlike, yet it's readable. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in Scuba School. And I could keep it in that same font, or I could change it. Sometimes changing it is nice so that you have a nice contrast, but it has to work with it. So I would say something very simple. Something like that might be nice. I would definitely go with some sort of, let me see for his Arial narrow. A font family that has different types of fonts, like the actual font has different families in there, like condensed or medium or bold. Is always nice to look for because you can change it up very easily. And then you can play around with let's see here, upper lowercase. Take your character palette. You can actually click on the upper right hand corner. You could do all caps here if you want to play around with that. Just make sure that the name is prominent, meaning it's the main thing that you see. It has the most emphasis. It's a little smaller here. All right, I'm not sure if I'm liking that, but let's put this to the side. Okay, the next thing is your elements. So basically, you had your elements, very simple elements, which is great. That's all you need. I would just, you were playing around with those bubbles, which was kind of cool. Why not, play around with that? It'd be like a simple bubble, maybe coming from this particular little hyphen here. And I'm just taking the ellipse tool, play around with that. And then I'm just making it bigger and bigger, copying, holding the shift key so it's proportionate. making it bigger and bigger. So it has this nice little fun bubble effect to it. You know, it could be as simple as this. I would pull this in a little bit. Okay. It's actually bothering me. I don't know if I actually like this as of yet. I have to actually do a little bit. Oh, that's actually not too bad. Do a little bit of research here. Let's do lights. So just playing around with it and seeing what works is always good to do. Okay, so just a couple little tips and tricks with your bubbles, because this is done in black and white, and you could do some really cool stuff, like maybe even put the little dots here. Oops. Oh, option drag here, hold on. Do something like that's kind of cool. Pull it out a little bit. And then just make sure that they're aligned. So select both of these and just make sure, go to your align, make sure that they're on the same baseline. But once you're ready to do color, I wanted to show you something really quick. Go under window and choose gradient. Gradient tools are really cool. Let's go ahead and choose swatches too. So we have our swatches ready. And we're gonna fill this with a blue color. And with that gradient palette up, we're gonna drag that fill into the gradient area. And you'll see it gives it a cool little gradient there. So what we wanna do is make this look like a three-dimensional bubble. We're gonna get rid of this black. These are called stops. So we're gonna just drag that off and pull that to the right. So you have a nice white and blue color on the left and right. Doesn't matter which position these are in, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna choose the radial gradient, which is the middle button there. And here you can, you know, obviously it looks more like a bubble. You have this nice little gradient. You can play around with the white spot. You can even play around with the angle of it. Let's see here. How it's, where it's kind of emulating from here. Let's go to 0. Let's go back to 100%. So you can play around with that. Let's see, location. Okay, that's just where this is. You can play around with that. You can even do freedom gradient. Let me zoom in here. Where you can actually pick the spot. Oops. So say you wanted this spot to be blue, select that spot and then add that blue. You want this to be like, you know, another blue. Let's say we want the light source to be coming from the right. You can do something like that. So it gives like a really cool instant bubble. And then what you can do is just add this to your swatches. So see where it says full, just click and drag it down here. Oh, I thought I could add it. Hold on. No, I can't add that. Let me see if I can actually emulate this. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to go back and do that again. Let's see if I can drag and drop it in here. No, I can't. I thought I could. Okay, so you're just gonna have to do this same exact thing that I did with the gradient, the freeform gradient, or you can copy and paste. Oops. Ooh, let me edit this. That's weird. Okay, let me grab edit gradient. There we go. Hold on, honey. You can kind of edit it out so it gives it a different shape. And you can even copy and paste this just so that you're not always editing it here. Just a neat thing to kind of play around with if you want to play more on that bubble look. There we go. All right. And then I would make this, if you make that all blue, make sure it's a blue that you can see. We're going to, you could also make this orange, kind of play around with the color scheme that you think works best. So keep it simple. You can see that I'm aligning this Scuba School smaller than Little Guppies. I'm playing upon a very simple little bubble here. You can play around with gradients with, integrate it within your logo in some way. You don't necessarily have to use the particular font that I chose, but you can definitely go in here and check out. You can actually type in oops, Little Guppy, and all of these will change based on the fonts. So you can kind of check out some, and then the categories are up here too. So you can kind of, you know, I think this was under handwritten. So let's say if you just wanted to do sans serif, it'll change them all to sans serif. So if you see a particular font that you think works best, I think there might be a kid one in here. Oh, kids right here. These are all emoji or dingbats. All right, and these look like all, oh, these must be just, oh, these are dingbats. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see, I'm trying to look for, I guess like cartoon maybe. So, you know, these are more cartoon-like. Just know that this is available to you if it works. It has to be readable though. So not all of these are gonna work. That's kind of cute. But you definitely can explore. And I think that's what kind of was missing in your concepts, but it's just knowing where to find things. So hopefully this helps.